Hey guys, I'm SKV and you're watching SKV Plays On, and welcome back to Assassin's Creed Origins. We are going to be doing the Trial of Sekhmet now, and I'm going to be giving a few tips. Okay, first things first, you guys need to be at level 38 plus to play the Trial of the Gods. So make sure you're level 38 or more than level 38, because if you're lower than level 38 it could be a little harder, and if you're way below level 38 then it's going to be hell for you guys to play the Trial of the Gods. So make sure that you get to level 38. And moving on to the weapons, I'm using the rare spear right now because it has the bleeding on hit. And yeah, I'm using most of the weapons which have bleeding on hit or critical hit rate, or both of them together as a combo, which is there on the Mustafa's blade and the Sword of the Free. And for those of you who want to know how to get Mustafa's blade, well, you can get it in that Assassin's Creed shop in the game, which is in Memphis. You can go to that shop after you finish the main quest, of course, the whole main story part of the game. And then speaking of the bows, you can use the Nath bow, which has bleeding on hit as well, and you can use the composite bow, which does health on hit. This is going to be pretty crucial for you guys to stay alive while you're doing the Trial of the Gods. And since I'm doing this gameplay with only the weapons which are in game and not from the stores which you get from Helix credits, so I'm gonna be using this spear right now, and then I'm gonna be using the Mustafa's blade, which is pretty much the most famous blade that I like, and I'm pretty much using this all the time. And then I'm going to be using the Nath bow, which does bleeding on hit and has good precision. And the next one which I'm using is the composite bow, although you're going to be seeing me using only the Nath bow, and you're going to be seeing me use that rare spear called the needle. That's it. But for those of you who want to know where to find the compendium shield, well, it's from the side quest called the Playing with Fire, which you get near to Cyrene or south of Cyrene, which is the Green Mountains. Make sure to finish the side quest called Playing with Fire, where you have to rescue a captive, and then he's going to guide you to another side quest which is called the Good Roman, and this Good Roman side quest is going to help you get the shield at the end. And this, I should say, is the best shield you need to be using in the game. Well, you can use another shield which has health on parry, but since this shield does bleeding on block, so you need to use this. It could add to your bleeding type weapons. And another tip is that you can get the composite bow from the Phylakitae as well, but you have to fight the one who's level 38, so make sure you get to level 38 as soon as possible. And you guys have 5 days left since this video goes up, since the time of this video going up. And yeah, right now I'm going to use all the weapons that you can get in game. And while I'm at it, I'll also give a few tips while fighting the goddess Sekhmet, because there are a few tips that you guys can use to your advantage during the fight. I am going to show you guys that pretty soon enough. And yeah, let's just go and use the in-game weapons rather than the store weapons which you get from the Helix credits. And let's do this. Okay, so I'm not going to be editing any bit of this gameplay right now, which I'm going to do with the Trial of the Gods. So yeah, I'm going to be telling you everything in the game that's going to happen, and you can also time the game and see how fast I finished it with the normal weapons that you get from the game and not from the ones which you get from the store or the seasons pass. First of all, you can see I'm using the bow Nath, N-E-I-T-H. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I pronounce it as Nath. It's doing pretty good damage considering it has bleeding on hit. And as you can see, I'm avoiding the blazing circle in the sand. It kind of puts you or sets you on fire, and do make sure you avoid that crazy laser beam. not laser beam, it's like a blazing, I don't know, blazing beam or something. And yeah, as you can see, I'm taking down these soldiers even before they start hitting me. It's best to always make sure you assassinate them while you still have the chance. And you can also see how the bleeding on hit is actually helping me kill the soldiers faster. I am using a rare weapon and not a legendary weapon, and I can handle them pretty well, and it's doing multiple hits, which means I can take down most of the soldiers in one hit rather than concentrate on only one soldier. And yeah, now time to get ready for those fireballs that she throws at you. Make sure you keep an eye on that, and then use the bow, which does the bleeding damage. You can use your composite bow as well, although I did not use it in this fight because, well, let's just face it, I'm pretty OP right now against the Trial of the Gods, since I'm pretty used to it by now, since the Trial of Anubis and Trial of Sobek, and I can pretty much predict what she's going to do. So, and yeah, this is the part where you assassinate the enemies even before they can come close to you. And one more important tip, you see that red line or the white line which is connected to the soldiers? That is pretty important for you guys to be using to your advantage, because every time you hit a soldier, that white line connection to the soldier and the goddess is going to actually help you damage the goddess every time you kill the soldiers. But here's a tip, make sure you kill the soldiers close to the goddess and not far away from her, because the more closer you are to that radius of her and the soldiers killed right next to her, the damage will be more from the soldiers that die, and that connection to the soldiers she has is going to do a little bit of damage to her as well. You're gonna check it out during this gameplay, so keep an eye on that. And also make sure you keep an eye on this blazing laser that she keeps doing. The best way to avoid it is just keep running and keep shooting. And the best tip of all, keep picking up the loot that's dropped. It keeps adding up 10 arrows every time you pick up a sack on the ground. Also keep an eye on the ground, because you need to avoid those that blazing circle that she spawns in the middle of the desert. So yeah, other than that, everything else is pretty basic, and as you can see, I'm assassinating most of them even before they get a chance. Oh yeah, don't get too close to that firewall. And check this out, you're going to be looking at how the white connection to the goddess with the soldiers is going to do a little bit of damage to her. As you can see, it turns red and it hurts her. See that red line? That white line turned red and it kinda took a bit of her health. Yeah, those are some things that you need to know, and make sure you use it to your advantage during the Trial of the Gods. Well, for the bows, you can always stay far away and shoot it at her, but definitely make sure to pick up those loot so that you get arrows as much as possible. And yeah, as you can see, again, pretty much took her down within 3-4 minutes, maybe. I don't know, maybe 4 minutes with the normal weapons. And if you have the store weapons or the seasons pass weapons like the Morning Sun, you can take her down in 2 minutes. But yeah, for now, we just now use these normal weapons, which is the rare spear, the bow, which is the Nath. These are the only two things that I used. I didn't even have to use the composite bow or my Mustafa's blade, and I didn't even use the compendium shield at that. But yeah, right now as you can see, most of my gear is actually almost all my gears are legendary down below, except for the breastplate, which I need to rank it up to the max. But the things that you need are not really supposed to be from the store or anything like that. And most of you who haven't got the seasons pass, well, you're not really missing out on anything, because there are pretty good weapons and very well designed and detailed weapons as well, along with really good stats. Make sure you have that bleeding status so that you can kill most of the things easily. You can just hit them once and they just bleed out, and you don't even have to stay close to them after you get that bleeding status on them. But yeah, anyways, that was it for a few tips, and if you guys like this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and please do subscribe to my channel, and also thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Until then, keep smiling. Bye.